In the castle, Christopher Robin is playing with all his friends, Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, and the rest of his 100 Acre Wood friends. It's a beautiful day outside. A gentle breeze blows in, which pushes Christopher Robin to the ground and shatters him into a million pieces. He's very old, but don't worry, Damien. He'll be okay. Just needs hip replacement. So, let's get out of the castle. Let's go down into the dungeons. Let's go beneath the castle. Hi, I'm Michael.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Damien.
And guys, I think we have two very special guests with us today on this show, don't we?
Who's that?
We have two very special guests. We have the one, the only, Mr. Mouse. Howdy ho, everyone!
Carefully, might enchant you into a broomstick or something.
And I think I want to introduce my pet dog. His name is Stitch. Stitch, come say hello, everyone.
Hi.
Well, I didn't know they were fans of the show.
We love this show.
Really? That's surprising.
Contracted by Disney.
I didn't think anyone was watching. This is unbelievable. Mr. Mickey Mouse is watching.
Yes, I am.
Are you okay with all the references to a super dad?
I actually laugh a lot at those references because I thought no one watched those references.
I'm glad you enjoy them.
I am. Well, now I'll let you get back to the show because sorry for interrupting, but I just want to sit here with Rob. Goodbye.
That's pretty good. Well, this podcast is all about Disney, obviously. And this week we are looking at Winnie the Pooh, who is turning 95 years old this year. It has been 95 years since the publication of the first ever Winnie the Pooh story. And to celebrate Winnie the Pooh, we will be looking at the first Disney Winnie the Pooh movie, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I just said Pooh a lot.
You did. A lot.
Can you believe it? 95 years ago.
It's wow.
Graded. Damien, what's the plot synopsis?
Yes. Sebastian Cabot narrates the adventures of bumbling bear Winnie the Pooh as he battles a nest of ferocious bees over a trove of honey. Weathers a terrible windstorm and endures the foibles of the hyperactive Tigger, all while singing and bumbling his way through the 100 Acre Wood. Kanga, Piglet, Owl, Rabbit, and Eeyore round out the menagerie in this trio of animated tales adapted from A.A. Milne's celebrated series of children's books.
What is our history with Winnie the Pooh, Rob?
My history with Winnie the Pooh is I know I've seen the movie, but I couldn't remember it. I've watched a lot of Winnie the Pooh, but I can't remember the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's my history with Winnie the Pooh. It has had an effect on me, and me and you, Michael, unlike you, Damien, we were very lucky to go on the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh rides.
That was great. I love that ride.
And if I remember back to our 50th anniversary special, I believe you said that Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was your favorite ride.
It was one of, I think, yeah.
I think it was like in like the top 3.
It was my top 5, I think.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah, no, I do love that ride. Just it feels like you're in the 100 Acre Woods with all the characters. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It brings the kid out in you.
Isn't that what Disney is for?
Exactly. Damien, what's your history?
Like most people, I too did grow up with Winnie the Pooh. But I grew up watching it and knowing about Winnie the Pooh and watching some of the stuff. I don't know if I ever I enjoyed them, but they were never kind of things I actively sought out to watch. So if it was on TV, I would watch it, but I never went out of my way to find Winnie the Pooh related stuff. I don't know, it was never really in my top favorites as a child. but then I didn't not dislike what I watched or what I saw or what was available.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I've seen this movie a while ago because I do remember it as I was watching. I was like, okay, yeah, I have seen this. I watched probably a lot of the TV show as well, which was on Saturday Disney. So I think that was one of the first cartoons that was on Saturday Disney when it launched in the early 90s, I believe, 1991.
It was the year I was born.
Yeah. So
30-year-old Rob.
I watched the TV show and I really enjoyed that. And I guess really the characters are almost bigger than the movies, and you just know them because they're in pop culture. They're part of our pop culture, and you know Winnie, you know Eeyore, Tigger, and they're just great characters. So they've been around my whole life.
Yeah, they kind of just exist. Like they're just part of life itself now.
Exactly.
Speaking of the characters, I'm like 99.999% sure that we all have the exact same favorite character. Damien, who's your favorite character in Winnie the Pooh?
Tigger.
Michael?
Tigger.
He's not going to spell it out. T-I-double-G-R. That's my favorite as well.
He's just so carefree and like.
And has ADD.
He reminds me of me a lot. That's kind of why I was associated with him because he's just so hyperactive and like doesn't give a crap. But very much me as a child.
Well, they do. Don't they say that all the characters are sort of symptoms of?
Yeah, they're personality traits and styles.
Yeah. I don't know if
like Rabbit's sort of adulty, Piglet's sort of like anxious all the time.
And Pooh's gluttony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eeyore is,
which is where the fan theory of the whole Christopher Robin making them up, and that they are actually parts of his own psyche, and that this is just his coping mechanism for having mental health issues.
That's a what fan theory?
Yeah, I think the idea originally was, I think Milne's probably created them as a way to help children explore these concepts more and to make them more like talkable and relatable to as a child. Which is why you have the human interacting with them.
Yeah, I want to say as well that Tigger's my favorite, but also Winnie's very close to. And then right behind him is Eeyore.
Very much very close to you.
Eeyore's my spirit animal. Like, I feel he's
closest to a sloth in Winnie the Pooh.
He just misery follows him.
Literally, he sits there and things go wrong.
Exactly. I can relate. All right, now it's time to find out the history of the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. It's time for a history lesson with Rob.
Okay. Now, Winnie the Pooh. It's the 22nd Disney animated feature film, and it was the first released on a double bill. So it was released as basically 2 for 1. So you watch two movies for the price of one, and it was released as double bill with The Little Horse Thieves on March 11, 1977.
Oh, that's my favorite. The Little Horse Thieves.
I know.
Is that even on
a really cool movie?
That's not even on our list of movies to watch, is it?
No idea.
I don't remember seeing it.
So
it is also titled as Escape from the Dark, by the way. American title is Little Horse Thief.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Winnie the Pooh is very, very popular. So it's had various sequels like and spin-offs, like Piglet's. What was it called? The Piglet's Big Movie.
Yeah.
And there's the Tigger's movie, and then there's Pooh's Heffalump movie. There's a lot of movies and TV shows, and it has an attraction of the same name. Like me and you briefly touched on, Michael, that we're lucky to have been on it. We've been on the The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and it's at Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Hong Kong Disneyland, but there is a different ride in Tokyo Disney called Pooh's Honey Hunt. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
He does
Um,
love. That's one thing I know about Pooh. He loves honey.
Oh yeah, I love honey too. So yeah, I understand why he loves honey so much because I think we all do.
It's just so sweet and yummy.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Did you say we're sweet and yummy or it's sweet and yummy?
I'll let you decide on that one, Rob.
I mean, I do have beautiful blue eyes.
Okay, can you stop?
He's running joke now, Rob.
We know you know how jealous I am of your blue eyes.
One day Mike's gonna wake up and his eyes are gone.
Oh no.
Okay, so the film's content is derived from 3 previous released animated features Disney produced upon the Winnie the Pooh books. So Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree, Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day, and Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. Hey, that rhymed. Extra material was used to link all 3 of the featurettes together to allow the story to merge into each other. So 6 years after the release of The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Disney commissioned a 4th featurette based on the stories. There was and the 4th movie, it was based on Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh and a Day for Eeyore, premiered in theaters on March 11, 1983. Just before you were born, Michael.
Yeah. Well, that must be why he's my spirit animal.
Must be. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was the last film in the Disney canon in which Walt Disney had personal involvement, since one of the shorts, Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree, it was released during his lifetime and he was involved in the production of Blustery Day. So this is the last film that Walt Disney had any say over.
Yeah.
The character Gopher, which does not appear in the stories, was created because Walt Disney wanted an all-American character that could appeal to the children and also add an element of comedy.
I like Golfer.
Gopher, he was pretty funny.
Oh,
This is pretty good.
For Piglet, hand gestures and other movements were used by the animators to create expressiveness, since he and Pooh had the appearance of dolls or stuffed animals with relatively simple button eyes. And that's the history of Winnie the Pooh.
That would have been scary if they had button eyes.
I mean, look at Coraline.
Yeah.
It's what made it so terrifying.
That movie's a horror.
Yeah.
It's a horrible movie. No, I mean, it's a horror movie. For kids. It's a children's horror movie.
It really is.
And that's the history.
That's very interesting. Thanks for that, Rob.
That's all right.
All right, I guess we better get into the movie. Once upon a time, there was a movie called The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And we start the movie in a child's room from the 70s, I guess, because this is when this movie was made.
77?
Oh, a child's room?
I mean, it's supposed to be a kid's story, right?
You think it's child? Yeah.
Mr. McCready there as well? Curved in the window?
I don't think it was Wendy's.
I think he's too young for Mr. McCready. Needs to be in the teen years.
So yeah, and then you see all the characters as toys throughout the sequence, which is pretty cool. And then we open up a book, and I like this. This was like sort of throughout the whole thing, they would go in and out of the book and show the writing, and they would go into the writing, and there's a part where they
I see the book coming to life.
Yeah,
Yeah, I loved it. It was really creative and genuine idea from a story point of view.
Yeah, and it kind of helped connect it all.
It also add the feel that they are sort of stories, like a reminder that these are stories based off stories.
Yeah, and it was really good. And then we have Winnie the Pooh song, his first song. Do you remember how it goes, Damien? Anyway,
You, Michael?
Is it Winnie the Pooh? I don't know what it is. I'm Winnie the Pooh.
I'm Winnie the Pooh. Look at me. I'm Winnie the Pooh. I love honey. Something. Yes, I wear a red shirt too.
But no pants.
And no pants.
This is like the first song of many songs throughout this whole movie. I liked all the songs. I thought they were good.
I enjoyed the songs. I'm probably not going to remember most of the songs in comparison to things like later major Disney productions where they're a bit more watched and catchier.
I know exactly what movie he's thinking about. He's thinking about Moana
and Frozen.
Oh,
More specifically, Frozen, as that's the one that's sort of like drilled into everyone at this point. But it's more just the case that like this is the first time I've watched this since I was probably a child. So,
I mean, you can't compare those songs to Winnie the Pooh songs from the 70s.
No, that's the thing. They're appropriate for what they are and for what the story is. They fit. They're not like out of place or anything.
Could you imagine Winnie the Pooh standing there in front of his honey pot singing and Let It Go? Like,
I think someone else be singing that to him about the honey.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I think
the
Rabbit
doesn't
would.
bother you anymore. Honey girls go on the treetops tonight. Not a bee buzzing in sight.
Speaking about bees, there is a bee buzzing in sight. And, and he decides he wants to follow the bee up a tree.
Yes, this is a whole segment of him trying to convince these bees that he is not, in fact, a threat to their honey. He starts off by covering himself in mud, trying to pretend to be a little black rain cloud. Alas, that seems to slowly start falling off of him. And they figure out he is indeed there for their honey.
And while this is going on, Eeyore's lost his tail as well.
Poor Eeyore.
Yeah. And this is the first of
many
unfortunate events that's going to happen in his life.
I like Eeyore, and I like the sort of opposite energy that he brings. But at the same time, Eeyore was kind of always my least favorite because of that.
Really?
I associate more with him as an adult now, but as a child, he was very much like the downer of the group.
I guess what
but as an adult, I'm like, no, he's 100% correct. Yep, no, that's right.
Yeah.
The right response to everything.
Yeah. He's a Debbie Downer, but he's a realist.
Yeah.
I guess what you can say about Eeyore's life is that it's full of a series of unfortunate events.
You could say that.
So Christopher Robin, he gives Pooh a balloon, doesn't he? At this point as well, trying to get him up there.
He gives him a red balloon.
And then he goes in the mud, and that's why he looks like a little black rain cloud. So he's up there pretending to be a little black rain cloud. And is this where he puts honey in his mouth, and it's literally covered in bees?
Yeah.
This is horrifying.
It's literally a bear with bees in his mouth.
Oh dear. Yeah. I'm like, don't eat the honey with bees on it.
I don't think I was paying attention. I think he kind of just like arm in, and it was just like as he was talking, and he's just like, like fist straight down his throat, and then it was like, oh.
So Pooh floats around on the balloon, and then he goes to Rabbit's house, and he wants to eat all Rabbit's honey.
And Rabbit does not want him there, that's for sure.
He freaks when he hears Winnie. He's just like, Oh no, it's Winnie the Pooh. Oh
Yeah.
no.
He hates all of them. He hates Winnie. He hates Tigger. I mean, he literally wants to march Tigger into a forest and leave him there.
I was reading the
I feel like
psychiatric
Rabbit's my spirit
analysis.
animal.
I
Because I just
hope
hate
not.
everyone too.
A psychologist rated Rabbit as a narcissist.
Oh, definitely me.
Yep.
So I feel like borderline narcissism because he doesn't tell Pooh to like get lost. He lets him in and lets him eat the honey, and not just the honey,
Stop
but
him.
all the honey.
How can you stop Pooh? He just eats it all.
He just eats it. If he doesn't eat the honey, he'll eat you. Because technically you're a rabbit and he's a bear.
He gets stuck in Rabbit's front door hole.
The entrance to Rabbit's home, the little hole to his burrow.
Yes.
Doesn't sound any better.
So this is where he gets stuck there for a while, and Rabbit puts a frame on Pooh's backside,
But
on his butt. It draws a face on it.
It turns it into an end table.
Yeah, and he gets stuck there for quite a few days. And then this is where Rabbit is literally losing his mind.
Yeah, crazy.
He's lost the plot now. And then
Scene, with the golfer actually, because I usually try to get him to help get Pooh out, and he's like, "Nope, can't do it." When he comes out like in the middle of the night with food, and he's got honey, and when he's like, "Oh, can I just have a little bit of honey?" and Piglet loses it. He's like, "No, don't feed the bear."
you mean Rabbit?
Piglet.
So Piglet, rabbit. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I want him to lose weight so he can get out of my damn hole."
Yeah. You can't give him more honey. He's gonna be stuck.
He's gonna be there forever.
But you know what? They do get him out. They pull him out, and he flies into the air. Lands head first into the honey tree.
There's across a few pages in the process.
Yeah. And then he eats more honey.
I love that they turn the page. And he's like, wait, no, I'm not done.
Yeah.
Just keep eating more honey.
And he never learnt his lesson.
Nope.
No. Now, Pooh, he's going to his thoughtful spot, which is his thinking spot.
Problem is, it's also like super windy.
Yes, it's Wednesday. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, winds day, not
Winds
when. Wind.
Yeah.
Day.
And when I watched the movie, I did the same reaction.
So this is where we finally get to meet Piglet. Yep, little Piglet.
Little tiny Piglet.
Little anxious Piglet.
Are you guys fans of Piglet?
I like him, but I don't see what's all the hubbub about Piglet.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I like Piglet. I like all the characters.
Yeah.
But like, then it's not Tigger.
Well, Piglet's he's got a scarf on that it starts to unravel, and so Pooh grabs one end, and then Piglet goes high into the sky because of all the winds, and this is where Eeyore he's built a house of sticks. I mean, probably not the best decision, but Pooh immediately destroys his house of sticks by sliding through it or holding on to Piglet. He's like, oh well, life sucks.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like that's
His
like,
reply,
almost spot
what he
on.
says, because as when he goes through, he's like, "Happy Wednesday." He's like, "Thanks for noticing me."
I mean, that's the saddest.
He's just like, "Thanks for noticing me."
He's got some issues.
He needs some help.
He does.
More help than a 10-year-old boy is going to be able to give him.
So then Pooh gets lifted up as well, and they get lifted all the way up into Owl's house.
It's the best moment. he goes through Rabbit's carrot patch, and Rabbit's freaking out. He's like, "Oh, my carrots! My carrots! Oh, all my carrots are done."
Yeah, somehow, because as he goes through the garden, he's pops the carrots all out of the ground.
Wheelbarrow full
Somehow.
of carrots. Like, Rabbit's ready to freak out and lose his stuff, and it's like, oh, it actually helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, face first into Al's window.
And then this house isn't very stable on this up the tree. It is
Questionable building happening here.
I mean, it looks like all of these animals don't know how to build houses.
I mean, Rabbit's is literally a burrow in the ground. He's just probably the most structurally safe one.
He's got a good setup going on.
He survived Pooh being pushed and yanked through it.
Yeah.
And if you can survive that, you can survive anything.
Yeah. Yeah, literally in the house is just like, ooh, ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah. Hits the ground. Smashes.
Poor Al, no more house.
Yeah. So I guess then we leave that and then we go over to well this is later on, I guess. And Pooh hears a noise he's never heard before. And I wrote here, Pooh takes his gun. Did that happen? Because I don't remember it happening, but I wrote this down that he takes his gun.
It's one of those cork pop guns.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's a
It was
cork
like,
at the
wait,
end of it.
what? Winnie had a gun?
I did the same thing when I saw the gun at the end of his bed. I was like, wait, what? And then I noticed that there's a string to the tip of it, which is like red.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's one of those pop guns.
It's a pop gun.
So it's
good. Because I don't want to see Winnie the Pooh holding a gun.
I mean, technically he's holding a gun still.
I feel like Winnie the Pooh will hold the gun if he had no honey.
Oh my god, is the thing.
So who's outside?
So our favourite Tigger!
Yeah?
I double go.
Favorite tiger. The only Tigger in the world.
He is. And what do Tiggers do?
They bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce.
And this is where Tigger tells Pooh about heffalumps and woozles.
After freaking out because he sees his reflection and thinks it's another Tigger, which can't possibly be because he's the only Tigger in the world.
That's true.
Is he still there? I can see his tail.
You think Pooh would have been able to tell Tigger that was just a mirror?
But keep in mind that Pooh also interacts with his own reflection in the first story. So I don't know if their reflections are actually their reflections or not in this.
Or they don't even know that
That's a reflection.
it's a reflection. Pooh thinks
But the thing is,
fair.
But Rabbit, when Pooh's stuck in Rabbit's burrow entrance, Rabbit sees his reflection in the mirror and acknowledges that it's the reflection. So some of the characters understand what reflection is. Some apparently don't, though.
Because remember, Pooh doesn't have a brain.
It's true, whereas Rabbit is meant to be the adult of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rabbit's a bit more quilly.
And Tigger's probably never seen a mirror in his life.
Yeah. Well, Tigger, he takes off, doesn't he? He goes back into the forest, and then Pooh goes to bed, and this is where he has a nightmare. And this is a pretty cool little horrifying scene of heffalumps and
This is the
woozles.
first time heffalumps, like from the actual story it's based on, the first time heffalumps were mentioned.
You mean from the book, or you mean
from the book itself that the story is inspired by?
I don't know.
Because I know
It would be.
Moving on.
To the heffalumps themselves.
It's after that nightmare, we have big storm, and it's raining and Piglet's house is filling up.
No.
And
Oh boy! Oh dear!
yeah. Oh.
What a bother!
He puts a note in a bottle. It says, "Help Piglet." And Pooh, he rescued 10 pots of honey, and then he gets stuck in a honey pot.
Everyone but Piglet and Pooh are currently in an umbrella. because the entire acre wood is turning into a river. I believe Piglet almost goes down a waterfall at some point.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, he's currently stuck on a chair
He's currently stuck on a chair.
in the middle of a river, heading to a waterfall, along with Pooh and Al. But very much not a fun day, I would imagine, being woken up to literally your bed floating.
Well, so I guess Winnie the Pooh, he saves the day. Well, back onto Tigger. Tigger bounces. He's bouncing around. He bounces on the Pooh, and then he bounces on the Piglet, and he bounces onto Rabbit. What are you laughing at?
The way you said the first one.
What?
He bounces on the Pooh.
Onto Pooh. And so then he's fed up with Tigger, and he wants to take him on a long walk, and
Even in the middle of nowhere.
and he's going to say, look at the flowers, look at the pretty flowers.
Go away! You're free! Run! From.
Okay, Carol.
Better than putting him down.
He's trying to carol Tigger.
Gonna put him down in the middle of the forest.
So they get away. They sort of Tigger like jumps ahead, and the others they go back and they hide in a log, and and then Tigger can't find him. But then, ironically, they get lost and they can't get back. And then Pooh and Piglet run into Tigger again, and then Rabbit's lost by himself. And then Tigger finds Rabbit. And
Rabbit lets Tigger bounce again after taking away his bouncing abilities. After saying, "I don't want you to bounce anymore."
Mama lets her baby go off with this crazy tiger to try and find them as well.
Oh yeah, Roo and Tigger go bouncing.
Yeah.
And
then Tigger gets stuck up a tree and he's scared of heights.
Yeah, and then he says if he gets down, he will never bounce again. And then Rabbit holds him to his word. For a little bit anyway. And then how does Tigger get down from the tree?
It's way that he knows how.
Wait.
He just waits. And waits.
He floats.
No, he starts sliding down the tree. He just slides down. He's so terrified. He doesn't notice that he's like slowly moved down the tree. And so he's like at the bottom of the tree. And everyone's like, no, you can get off now. You can get off now.
Yeah, and then Rabbit lets him bounce again because he walks away sad because he keeps his word, and Rabbit's like, you can bounce again, and happy days, and
the Tigger.
And this is sort of the end's coming up, and Christopher Robin he's going back to school, and Pooh and Christopher skip together. That's what I wrote. That's my last note. Christopher skip together.
I guess they do that little jaunty skipping off into the distance that they do.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to add anything else that I left out?
And they all lived happily ever after.
I want to make a note on the overall, and that is, I love that they did the whole thing in like storybook animation style. So the whole thing looks like a storybook animation. And I think it adds to the whole idea that this is a story about a collective of stories. Like, they didn't pretend like it's just 3 individual things or 4 individual stories. They made it one entire adventure across multiple stories.
Yeah, it flows together pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was done really well. And the animation is great. I love that. I love the animation. It looks so good.
It's one of the things I don't like about the newer ones is when they started moving to like the whole CGI, like digital drawing.
So
They they lost the charm that the original characters had with the hand-drawn
Yeah.
kind of storybook style.
Yeah, there's something about hand-drawn, especially these characters, the Winnie the Pooh.
Even
Tigger.
digitally doing it, recreating the art style would have worked better than using modern, cleaner, sharper imagery that they use.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
it kind of reminds you that this is the story of a character that was created almost 100 years ago.
Mm.
And it's kind of like a homage to his time and the period that he came from, because he very much is a character from the early 90s.
1990s?
Oh, the 1990s.
Oh, 1990s. Yeah, I mean,
Like, this is like, he originated what, during the Second World War? Not the third one. But he would have come around like during that period.
yeah. Did you guys? I mean, there have been 2 recent Christopher Robin movies, hasn't there, in the past 5 years?
Yeah.
Or so.
Yeah.
There was Christopher Robin, the Disney movie, and there was a separate one that was more realistic, I guess.
The
More based on
biopic kind of one.
Yeah. Did you guys watch
Which
any
one's
of
the
it?
one that had Ewan McGregor? Is that the Disney one?
That's the Disney one.
I liked that one.
Yeah, I only saw that one. I never saw the other one.
I've seen both of them, but the one that resonated with me more.
Goodbye, Christopher Robin is the biopic one.
Yeah. So that'd be quite interesting. I would like to watch that one.
Goodbye,
But that
Christopher Robin. It's a bit of an upsetting movie because it's about how the Winnie the Pooh characters were created. It's about how they created the
Margot
characters.
Robbie's in that one. Margot Robbie's in that one.
Yeah, I know. She plays his wife.
The story literally starts off in 1916 and goes through both wars.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting.
They were both fantastic movies, but I think Christopher Robin resonates with me a lot more.
Yeah, it's more of a fun movie where Winnie the Pooh comes back.
Yeah, where he comes back to adult Christopher Robin, played by Ewan McGregor.
And I got to give props to Jim Cummings, who took over the voice for Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. I don't know, in the 80s or early 90s. And he's been doing the voice ever since, and he nails those voices.
Oh no, he's really good. Like I didn't even know that they recasted him.
Well, I guess a lot of all the original actors are passed away now. So
88. He started his Pooh in 88.
88. In what movie? Or
That's for Winnie the Pooh.
TV series?
I'm
But-
not exactly sure. I will find out though.
Yeah, well, he's one of the best voice actors going around. He also knows Pete, Piglet Pete, and
It just says
done a lot of Disney voices.
1988 when he replaced the voice of Sterling Holloway.
Yeah, and he's great as the voices, and Christopher Robin, he nails it perfectly.
It does say that he did replace Tigger fully in the Tigger movie. That was his first full feature as a character.
Okay. Anything else? Yes.
I mean, I didn't realize that Jim Cummings had to replace Jeremy Irons for one of his songs because of vocal issues.
Yeah, he sings part of
Big
Scar's.
Head.
Yeah, his big villain song. Yeah, it's
He takes
Cummins.
He sings some of Be Prepared.
Yeah.
You can't even tell that the voice changes.
No.
But this isn't a video about Jim Cummings because we could probably do an entire video on Jim Cummings.
We should today because he is a legend. I'll love
We
to talk
probably
about.
should at some point.
I can.
Well, then, if we're gonna do a movie,
Actually, it might be a
if
good
we're gonna
idea. It's a smaller.
if we're gonna do
segment
something
video.
all about Jim Cummings, shouldn't we do something about Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Well, I feel like more like doing.
I'm only joking.
Actors who have been a prominent part of Disney history, which includes doing the original voice actors for Winnie the Pooh as well.
That's something to look forward to possibly next year.
Yes, not in this video that we're currently at an hour and 10 on.
Oh no. Um. Anyway, well, that's it. That's they all lived happily ever after. And now it's time to rate this movie. How many dwarfs do we give this movie out of 7? I am going to go Rob today. Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna get Damien.
That's better. Oh.
I was gonna do it.
What do you?
I didn't like it.
I can't go.
It's back to Damien.
I will give it a 5. Because, like I said, there's a lot about it I enjoy. I enjoy the character overall. And I enjoy watching it. It's just, again, not one of those things that I ever go out of my way to kind of watch. And I probably won't watch another Pooh thing until there's a new Winnie the Pooh that comes out. But they are kind of just ever present in my life with either stuff that I do watch or references to them in other things. They are kind of just part of the nerdness now. It's like The Matrix. The Matrix will always exist, just like Winnie the Pooh will always exist within Disney. It will always be a part of it. So I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed the style and the way that they did it as well. It's just not something I would go out of my way to watch. So I think it deserves a high rating for being as good as it is, but doesn't get top spot because it's not something in my personal collection of to watch.
Okay. Rob?
Okay. So, with mine and Mickey, we spoke about this last night about how much we're going to rate this movie. We're going to give this movie a 6 out of 7 because, like I said, like I've said before, like I love the movie, but in order for it to get a 7, it has to be memorable, that I remember every single bit of the movie, and it has to have a lot of rewatchability to me for it to get a 7. That's the reason why I gave it a 6. So it doesn't have that much rewatchability, and I don't remember, and I can't, even though I just watched the movie yesterday, I still can't remember the words of the songs.
Mm.
How about you, Michael?
Yeah. Man, see, I'm I'm between two numbers again.
5 and 6?
Yeah. But I mean, okay, I'm gonna go 6 as well then.
Yay!
I do love the animation for this. The hand-drawn animation is perfect. I love the way they told the stories through the book. The voice acting is great. I love the characters. Obviously, they're part of my life as well. You know, they're part of pop culture and
You can say they're part of your world.
oh sure, they're part of my world. I've got Eeyore, Funko Pop. I will get the rest at some point. And yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie. Like you guys, I'm not going to watch a lot of this one, but I will watch a lot of other, I guess.
Like you
stuff.
watch it as it comes out, and if it's on TV, you probably watch it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's totally holds up to today. This movie that was made over 40 years ago.
It sort of holds its own charm with itself.
Yeah,
Like there's nothing that dates it or like really makes it feel like there's something saying this isn't almost 100-year-old like story or anything.
Yeah. This is like a great movie you'd show your kids. Like this is just a nice little story, and a positive movie for the whole family on Disney Plus. All right, that's our review. Cool. All right, let's
Now
move on. Let's get into how Disney are you?
it's a very important one this week.
So I believe myself, I'm on 8. Jason is on 6. and I need 2 more to win myself a Funko Pop. And maybe it will be a Winnie the Pooh Funko Pop. Who knows? But
Rob's gonna have to.
Rob's going to try to make it as hard as possible because he doesn't want me to win. Look at him look at the questions.
You got that right. I'm trying to make this hard for you. Okay, now A's ready.
Just
for
remember
first
that as
question.
hard as you make it, he can also do the same to you next week. Or next episode, I should say.
That's very true.
Which will be our Christmas episode.
Yep.
I feel like someone should win by the Christmas episode. A good way to end the year. But
To
anyway,
win at the Christmas episode.
I'm going to try to win it tonight.
Could it be my Christmas
Okay.
miracle?
Are you ready for the first question?
Michael,
Hey,
I
Mike.
mean, yes.
That wasn't the question.
You asked a question. Yes, the answer is yes.
The answer's no.
Yeah,
I'm not
good
ready.
point.
Okay. What number Cherry Tree Lane did the Banks live in Mary Poppins? Was it A, 1, B, 10, or C, 17?
Michael,
Maiko.
it's 17.
That is. Do you want to say Mickey? That is
Yeah.
correct. Yay! That puts you on 9. That puts you on 9.
Look at him reconsidering what question he's going to ask next. He
He's like,
picked
this one's
he
harder.
picked too easy, too hard, so he
Dodgy.
could like change which one he asks.
Okay.
Feels like we need an impartial person to be asking these questions
Yeah.
because
We really do.
we're just trying to sabotage each other.
Okay, Mickey, do you want to ask this question? He does. What birthday
Hang
is
on.
Olivia celebrating at the beginning of The Great Mouse Detective? Is it A, 6, B, 8, or C, 10?
Michael.
Michael?
This is a burn because I really love this movie and I should know the answer. I believe it's 8.
Do you want to say it?
Oh no, it's wrong. Look at him. Sorry. Look at
Smugness.
Rob's happy.
That is correct! Yay!
I can hear Rob saying correct from his room, not through the mic.
Yay! We have a winner. Michael won the first How Disney Are You?
Excellent.
Thank you, Rob.
I am Disney apparently. I know my
You
Disney.
are, apparently he's more Disney than me.
He
Please
had
don't hate
to
me,
pick
Mr. Mouse.
A question that was pretty much perfect for you.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I do know both of those movies.
I couldn't find a hard question.
Give us your bad movie
Yeah.
Okay.
just for fun.
I mean, it's
Just for
appropriate
fun.
that we'll probably be ending the year. We can start the next year with a new set of points.
I think that's a good
Okay.
idea, Damien. Yeah.
A beautiful princess gets catfished.
Demo,
Yeah.
The Princess and the Frog.
No.
What is it?
It is Aladdin.
Ah.
That's
She gets
true.
catfished by Prince Ali.
Oh my god!
She
She
does get
that.
Cool. Alright, I better work out which Funko Pop I want. I think I'm gonna get one of the big ones. The big
Nope. We had a deal at the beginning.
the
Just
hun-
normal pops.
It's
No,
normal
no
pops.
special pop, no over the top pops.
Okay. I'll make sure it's a Disney one though.
Yes.
Alright, you can find us on Facebook at Beneath the Castle. Please go to soundcloud.com/beneath the castle, or you can find us on Spotify, and listen to the show. Or if you not only want to hear us, you want to see us as well, you can go to our YouTube page, Beneath the Castle. And remember, we release new episodes Monday morning at 10 a.m.
Almost daylight savings time.
Yes. And so we're going to have this one. And then our next episode is going to be a Christmas one, as we promised. And we did say we're going to watch
Christmas for us.
Home Sweet Home Alone. And so we're going to end.
Have to ruin it. Have to ruin Christmas, Rob.
We're going to end the year on a downer.
Yeah.
But that's
Don't give it away yet.
I mean, pre-warning, don't watch it. Save as many stars as I can. Don't watch it.
Well, you can hear the full review. We're going to drop that on Christmas Eve. So that's going to be a special one just for Christmas. And so looking forward to that. All right. Thanks for talking with me today. I feel like I thought I was interviewing
What
you guys.
about us? I feel like you always do that though, because you're running the whole thing.
Thanks.
You're always sort of the host.
That just reminded me. We do have videos coming up soon. We did go to OzComicCon on the weekend, and we did How Disney Are You to
other people that aren't us.
Well, yes, and so they will be released very shortly. So look out for those as well. Excellent. All right. Remember, growing on is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Goodbye.
Good night.